Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We're on episode 442 today. I was working on the acrylic marker review, the Languo acrylic markers, and the third and final fish, which was supposed to be my old 3-year-old not brush tip acrylic markers, is a fail. Such a classic fail that I never even got to color, so most of the markers are dried out. If they're not dried out, they just don't flow nice enough. They probably never flowed enough to color a larger area. So I will be following up with that third fish at a not so distant future date, because I did find, and I will save this all for its own dedicated episode, I found a style of using the acrylic markers. Black Aniri is the channel name, but I will just toss that name out. The way she uses these markers is fantastic and just really is a style that I think is great. So as a result, I ended up buying an inexpensive 120 set, not the Languo. I wanted a direct ink flow, not a shaker pen, so we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned for that one. So we're back to the sea turtle. I have some feedback. Love feedback, please, you guys. If you see something that doesn't work for you in a video, or if I've messed up in any way, please let me know. So Barb let me know two things. She said first that it was very confusing to keep up with me, and I'm bouncing all over on the page. So I thought I would do a little bit of a regroup and talk a little bit about the composition strategy I was using that might help you going forward. And if you decided you didn't want to follow me, maybe you can now after this episode. And then she also found an error in a color number. So I have already updated, I think it's episode 437. So here we have a copy of a copy. This is the copy of the mock-up of my turtle back. And I am going to make 3 circles. I'm going to circle this area. These are called sea cucumbers, I believe. And I made those, and this is different than that style. So they're not, all 3 of them are not the same. So this is a triangle, and I decided to use that as my aesthetic base of operation. So when I colored these 3 elements blue, I then mentioned that I was going to work around, going outward from those 3 points. The idea being that I will show you now my color palette sheet. So this is where I started, and when I was coloring and talking, I was just picking up colors, making sure I surrounded each area of focal blue. So those are primary, focal 1, focal 2, focal 3. You'll see more blue. I have a smaller amount of blue here and here. So I think there are 5 points of blue, and that being the non-greenish blue. So I almost wish that I could use a better way of marking. I'm going to be right back. I am back, and because I had the acrylic markers, I have the Sharpie Creative markers here, and I am going to grab, this is the bullet, the big bullet nib, and they're all squishy. So here's focal 1. Hopefully you can see that better. Focal 2 and the final focal. And I started with a base of blue, and then 2 more secondary blues I added in. All right, from there I have 6 color tones, and I will circle these as well. We'll circle these in a different color. So my 6 colors I'm working on, I have picked 3 color combos from My Colorful Country Life, she has pages of color combos, so many color combos, that rather than me reinventing the wheel and me not being familiar with the Prismas, so I went ahead and have 6 color combos. I could have chose to use, this was called the unique color combinations, and then what I do plan on doing with these 6 color combos is intermixing some of the extra colors. Like this is purple, but I'll add a little bit of blue. And this is green, and I'll add a little bit of blue, and I will show you that. So my 6 color combos, these are the middle tones of each of them. So you can see, like, there's no red, there's no primary colors on this. If anything, it's like a distressed jewel tone palette. So when I colored randomly for the 45 minutes, it was just me popping in here and there. And I also, this is not from my original, this is from my mock-up. I have spent a little more time with the mock-up working. This is the area that's the most complete and includes the Languo fine point pens, but it does not include just those 3. So I will be expanding on that as we get deeper into completing this lovely sea life on the back of this turtle. So the color I didn't get to on the actual page was the dark green. I hadn't even pulled the dark green. So that's where we left off. And I hope that this explanation is helpful for you. On the original, I have not used the middle tones. I've only done the lights and the darks. So there's my little triangle, my artistic, just to get the balance. Over here, I don't have any blue. And even when I was coloring with you, I didn't add any blue. So now that I'm reviewing this, I almost wouldn't mind something here being this blue. I have the teal up here. So over here, it's a little bit on the green and orange red side. But, you know, in nature, things aren't perfectly balanced. They're perfectly imperfectly balanced. So here's our original that we're working on. And again, I did the darks and I did the lights, and I did not pull a dark green. So I've only added one slightly more orangey yellow, 1034. And now I have added a dark here, which really probably got it from the other side. There is 18109. Okay, so we're going to start with that green and get some of the light greens darkened up. I have 2 greens that I was working with. One of the colors is this pale sage, and then I also, for the seaweed, I decided to go with apple green, which is actually the color on this color combo. I have in essence split this color combo into the grasses and the lettuce to make it, and then I will use 109 with both of those as needed. So here's my full green color combo, kind of an invention for this project. 1089, 912, and 109. So we have the very pale leaf lettuces. I also, as I'm coloring along here and I'm getting some shadows done, the other thing I want to do using Karen's combos more in their original intent, I do want to have some blue added to this lettuce green. So we will, as soon as I get done with some of the shadows that I want to do, I will go back with the blue. I do realize that this, being that I do smaller images for the most part, doing a larger composition is more challenging for me. Not necessarily to do, but to film and try to keep it in the context of having you guys be able to color along should you choose to do so. So I appreciate Barb. Thank you so much, Barb, for letting me know your thoughts on trying to follow along, and hopefully I will have helped with that. My channel goal is to color in a way that isn't overly complicated and does allow you guys to follow along. But I tend to be somewhat random in what I do, and I know that can probably be difficult. So we've got these 4 leafy lettuces. I have 1 leafy lettuce over on this side. It's important that I get my shadows here where I have layers in front. That's going to come into play later when I do my gel pen and I get rid of the black lines as much as I think I'm going to be able to do, which will be a time-consuming project in itself. Here is a nice light green area. Not all of the sea grasses and corals and barnacles are all consistent. I had to like pick a shape at some point. This is the apple green. It's a grass, so I'm gonna darken that up. Hopefully, as each time I color this and I get it deeper and deeper, we will start to see it come to life. It certainly could be left. I think it's even very interesting as it is, but it's not the vision that I have for it. So I'm even coloring these really dark areas behind. Green. I think you could color the dark areas. You could say that there's more of these purpley things back there and you could turn it purple, but I am going to do green. Here's another grass green. I just couldn't get all this base, you know, first I just used a light tone to just mark what colors each element is going to be, and then I was in doing the darks, and that's where we left it off. And it's weird. Oh, and then we're overexposed because we have sunlight coming out. I'll try to keep an eye on that. And for now, I kept myself pulled back so you can see where I am working easier than if I'm zoomed in. I love those. They look like cactus to me. I might have forgotten. Some areas. There are fishes throughout here, and hopefully I don't color over any fish on accident. Nope, look at that leaf. I am way more comfortable this year using the Prismacolors than I was last year. They don't even feel overly soft anymore or crayon-y, so that's kind of nice. I'm even seeing a couple areas that have not got color yet. I think I said I was going to leave those till it was more complete, and then I was going to tweak it. Okay, so I want to add some turquoise, cobalt turquoise. 105 is the darkest color. I could even do 905. 905. Is aquamarine. These are colors. The other thing is that I don't know the Prismacolor colors, so I kept calling these teal. So I will be referring to the pencil. That was another tip from Barb. So I am going to take this teal. Sorry, I keep saying teal. See, it's habit. Aquamarine. And we're going to give these lettuces a little extra color. I am doing more of a glazing, just very light. The apple green will not get the blue tint. The lettuce greens will get the aquamarine tint. And this idea I got from Karen's color combo. This is, on the color chart, the second darkest on my color combo for the aquamarine. So I'm going to continue on since I have it in my hand. I had not used it yet. I had only used, the colors I would have used was 1006 and 105. So this is that middle tone. And I'm going to go to all, and this is lettuce. See, I think that it's a really nice fresh pop of color on the lettuce green. Also, on these teal elements here, I'm going to add a little bit of the seafoam green so that this whole color combo is getting all mixed in. Since these are little spiky looking things, I'm kind of doing ovals to make it look fluffy. An attempt at fluff. I'll color that in. This one looks like I never added any dark, so I'll probably, just as a natural progression, I will grab the darker, which is 105. So 105 is cobalt turquoise, And all of the areas that I had blocked in, I'm going to start adding more depth. I do have 905 in my hand, which is the middle tone. Pardon me. I have now switched back to the dark. You're going to see me flipping back and forth between the middle tone and the dark tone on all of these little fluffy areas. Yeah, this one I hadn't managed to get any dark in before we were out of time. And I hope you can see that when you get the darks in, it really raises the interest. I think for me, the darks are so important. Getting the shadows in. And there's nothing saying that I can't. You can see me adding a little bit of that dark blue with this lovely Prussian 109 Prussian green. What color is that? Prussian green. I was going to say Prussian blue because I'm more familiar with that as a color. So I'm just bouncing all around, deepening the darks. Using cobalt turquoise, even on our lettuce here. This is an extra fluffy bit of coral or kelp, probably. And we're just going to see if we can get the each of these elements more defined. Back to 905, the lightest of the three tones is (1006) Parrot Green. So now I have all three pencils in my hand. And I'm softly taking any of the white areas. I prefer that they not actually be white. I want them to be parrot green. I'm going to grab the dark right here behind this grass. I want to make sure I have a shadow. So that's going to be the trick, is trying to get even, there's this fish. I want there to be shadow. Back to the parrot green, that's blue. Very soft. Trying to keep it circular. I don't want it to be lined looking. This guy I think needs a little more dark. So let's grab the dark, and I am going to try to go in specifically where I see little black lines that could indicate that there is a shadow behind them. All right. So I hope you can see the color tones going to the aquamarine to turquoise actually popping out of the page more. I am now going to switch gears back to our green, our three greens, because this is still the same color combination. All right, so 1089, 912, and 109, and I want to now take circles and brighten up my lettuces with the sage, pale sage. And because of the smooshability of the Prismas, the lovely Prussian green, everything should get all mooshed together from the dark to the light. And I even had mentioned on the aquamarine tones I was going to add some pale sage, so I am actually adding it over all of these sections, sort of as a finisher. Taking away the white areas, getting them all colored in. Here are the grasses, which started out as apple green. Then I used the Prussian green for the shadows, and now I am finishing it off with pale sage. Same with this fun cactus. And see this lettuce? It is missing the aquamarine tone. Just a little hint of that. Back to pale sage. When you see me pause, I am taking a pause, just looking at the whole composition, the whole area for any spots that are unfinished. Still holding all three pencils in my hand, switching to Prussian green, which is my dark. I have to go back in and darken areas up now. And then we will try to get another color done. I might go to the blue. Let's see if we can get blue done. And I'm okay with this is very teal-y. I keep saying teal. This is very turquoise, aquamarine. So I'm going to add a little bit of the green there. Same here, just for fun. Lucky is here somewhere, and I'm surprised he is not bugging me at all. I don't know where he went off to. He was playing. I find with the Prismas, when you add the lighter colors as a glaze over the top, they will knock back the darks, so you have to come back and spot fix your darks. Okay, for now, I think that's looking great. I'm going to set down my greens. I've done the aqua turquoise. I think I'm going to play with the blue. So I am grabbing our blues, which go my middle blue is 103. Let's see, what have we got? We have true blue, 903. That's the lightest. 103, 933. So here's the blue combo. And it is on a combo with purple. So I have some purples. Here is what the combo looks like. So as I do the blue elements, I am going to add in little accents of the purple. I have not done the middle color, so the first day I blocked everything in with 903 and then went back in and did a little bit of 933. So I have not actually added in this true blue. I think these two rocks I had mentioned I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but since this coralish thing, sponge, whatever it is, has these bulbous shapes, I will make these two rocks blue. So again, very, very faint with the true blue. And then we'll go from there. I may have to pause for a second here. We will see. All right, so I have switched to the light blue color, which is true blue. I said true blue was the middle color. See, I can't tell which is the lightest of the two, so I have to refer to her chart. True blue is the lightest color on this combo. 103 is the middle blue. So I actually think I was coloring more with the light blue. So let me fix that. I do want to save a little bit of white for that little bit of a purple that I said is part of the color combo. Again, middle blue on the color. combo. 103. Yes, just wanted to double check. I'm going to actually make this middle blue as well. See how this is green? I'm actually going to change it to blue because I just really think there should be some blue in that corner. And a little blue here. Doesn't have to be a lot. So flipping to the darkest blue, which is violet blue, 933. I just tell myself this is a lot of little bitty elements and I know how to color little things. I don't know what that little thing sticking up is. I'll leave it there for now, but maybe I will be eliminating it. Okay, I want to add a little bit of our purple. I am grabbing in the purple range 1009 Dahlia Purple is the middle tone. And so now I'm going to go here and just very softly add a little bit. Oh, that's really pretty. See these color combos? So pretty. And trying to make it random. I don't know about that purple thing. I mean this white thing. It is now going to be purple. Okay. And then I think this actually looks more like a carrot than a sea cucumber. Maybe it's a carrot. I think I have done all of those blues. I'm going back to my dark blue. We added purple along the top, kind of as highlights. Need some shadows up here. You guys have the bird's eye view, so you could probably see what I'm doing and go, oh, she needs shadows there. She's missing her shadows. That looks really pretty. Trying to make sure I get some of these pure the color combo is completely done, even though I started with 3 color combos. So here's what we've done. We have 3 combos. I started out making groups of 6, even 7 if you include that I separated the lettuce from the grass. And then I'm adding in hints of the other colors of those combos so that we get all this lovely, luscious depth. Okay, what are we for time? We're at 42. I'm going to take a look and see. I'm going to save the yellow or the warm tones for next time. I don't know if this works, but I might just add. So the turquoise combo does not have any purple in it, but I am still going to add just a hint, because why not? So next episode will be warm tones. My acrylic markers that for the 3rd fish are ordered, and I think they're going to come fairly quickly. I think that I had turned this into blue, and you know, these 2 things are not colored. I would love more blue there. This is why I left some of the elements, the small elements, uncolored. So if I felt I needed a color for balance, I could pop it in. Oh yeah, that's nice. Right here, these little grasses are the I'm just still leaving them until I decide I need to use them. This dark right here with these 2 fish, I'm also leaving. I don't know what tone I will want to use behind it. I see an area of the turquoise, so I'm grabbing my 3, and my darkest color is 105, cobalt turquoise, and I need to work on this. I noticed when I was doing the little purple bits that I haven't done the dark colors here. All right, folks. I am finally making some progress on this. When I got the acrylic markers, it did derail me a little bit, but it's good to be able to shift gears. I don't know what I'm going to do about those little rocks. We'll see. This little area hasn't been colored yet. I'm going to leave that. All right, so I hope you guys are seeing the depth and the intermingling of the colors for our wonderful color palette. I will be doing this on the next daily color. I don't think I will go back to fish until I'd like to finish all of the base coloring, which should only be 1 more episode. I've got yellow, orange to burgundy, and then the purple, and we did blue, green, and aqua today. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome back if you are returning. I hope to see you on the next one. Everybody take care.